Hi guys, and welcome to the channel and welcome to another video. Now this one is just going to be the second installment to the series we're doing, where we're just going to start looking at the builders I've got in the collection, anything that's kind of earmarked for restoration or future projects. And also, like I said in the last video, I'm getting to the age now where I know I've got far too many kits that I can complete in my time on this earth. It's lovely to keep everything, and I will do with most of the older stuff and for as long as I can, because that's kind of stuff that I'm more interested in building. But yeah, I mean, it's just like I say, I mean, who knows how many years we got left on this earth, and I really want to start sifting through this stuff to see what can stay for longevity and what can just be sold off and help pay with a few bills. But last time we looked at Cadillacs, and I thought I got through all the Cadillacs in that last one, or the majority of them, which were out of the boxes. But there was one I missed out, and I thought we'd just start on that one thing, because it's quite an old, probably one of the oldest kits I've got in my collection, which I've had the longest time, and also because it's quite relevant to Adam at Sodak's group build, which is going on, the Naked Models group build. I would have really loved to have got involved in that one. For a few reasons, and which this kit will probably explain some of it. But I've seen a lot of videos coming out with Adam's Naked group build. It's and maybe if they do it next year, I might join in next year. But I thought in this series as well, what we're doing, with the shop cards I got, I'll try and include as many of them as we go along. Probably where it's more relevant, so to speak. But so yeah, I mean, if you not checked out Sodak Model Cars, please go over. I'll leave a link in the description for Adam's channel. He does a great channel, puts a lot of content out for us all to enjoy. Whereas I can just do it as and when I can, kind of thing. Adam's really prompt with his videos, and he'll always have something for you to watch on a weekly basis. But yeah, go and check out everybody's Naked group builds, and I know Tim Custom is taking it to the far extreme of how many rules you can bend without actually breaking the rules. And I think his is going to be a really nice one to watch out for when that Corvette of his is done. But yeah, enough gassing about that anyway. We will look at the only Cadillac we've got to look on this one. And the reason I missed this one out is that I've actually always kept it in the box. This is a US Oldies series, and the reason I've not, like, when they're around about this sort of stage, I'd take them out of the box and I'd stack them up just so I can see it, and so I don't forget I've got them, like I did with this one. And it's funny, I've had this kit for, well, I know this kit's been in the family since, I'd say 83, 84, when I was 3 or 4 years old, maybe 85 when my dad got this. And he got it from Davygate Model Hobby Centre in York, and this is one he started. And the reason I thought it'd be quite good to show Adam's channel is because my dad did a lot of this style of build in his day. This one isn't finished, and that's the only reason it's in the box, is that it is essentially an unfinished kit. And I was thinking, it's funny, out of all the thousands and thousands of kits I've owned, bought and sold, bagged up, so everything's all nice in the boxes after 35, nearly 40 years that this kit has been in our family. Never bagged up the contents in it. Just I only noticed that today, like when I've been into it. But yeah, this is how my dad built a lot of them. It just polished the bodies, and you know, I think he would use flat black enamel, paint it into the gaps, and then when it was almost dry, he'd just polish off all the residue. So you got a nice black panel line in there. I always think it actually looks a lot better than to me a panel line when you do it this way, but it's really hard to do it on when you're painting a body. Whereas on plastic, you know, you can get away with a lot more. You can polish off all the residue, and you know, for me early years, you know, that's how I copied building my kits. You know, I used to polish the bodies as much as I could when I was a young whippersnapper and do black wash on them. I remember having one of the 80s issues, 70 Impalas, and which was moulded in light blue, and I did all built it up like this, just painted the interior and the chassis, and I think that kit's long destroyed now. Like, you know, I certainly don't have that particular one. I've got 7 or 8 of the 70 Impalas in that box, like, and but not a built ones. But yeah, I mean, I thought, you know, that's why I would have really loved to have got in on this group build at that time. It's this time, you know, it's it just reminded me of how my dad used to build them, and like I say, I think I will finish this one off one day, I think, and I'm not gonna do anything else to it other than finish off the bits, maybe paint the chassis black. I think that what scuppered me dad in this build is it just sat a little bit caddywampus, and I've been looking at it this morning and trying to figure out what's going on with the front wheels, but one sits lower, but now I'm looking, and I always thought it was just slotted into the wrong hole, but looking at it a bit more, I think it might be a little bit more than that. I think the chassis might have just been a little bit warped on one side. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think I showed any 64 caddies last time, and you know, my only other mint built USA Oldies series, I literally sold that in the last few days, along with a mint inbox convertible. But you know, like I say, I'm a builder as well, more than anything, and I've got a couple of the old ones in boxes, and I think these ones are just both builders. I've got more broken down sort of kits or started kits. I don't think these ones have actually been finished. Yeah, this is the promo version. Pretty much what you were left with the USA Oldies series, you know, with the deletion of the custom parts, but these were just issued in the 60s as sort of promo kits rather than customizing kits. You know, we got one of the original customizing ones as well. Again, I think this is a started kit in box and what have you. Looks like somebody had painted it and stripped the paints. But I ain't going to do sort of kit unboxings on this video, you know, we've got a lot to look through. So. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you them, because I kind of missed them out in the last video. Like I say, I didn't even think of the my dad's old 64 Cadillacs. I thought I would show it on this one, like, so, you know, just set them aside, and the rest of them is going to be more sort of Mopars, Chrysler products. And it's not that I've just panned them all together for this video, it's literally how the stacks up on the shelves. You know, some of them are a bit random, some are not so random on the shelves, but you know, like I say, I think with this one we just got a lot of Chrysler products. We'll start with this one, and I'm not doing it like last time where we're looking at years going up from earliest to latest. I'm just going to look at what I've literally got stacked up next to me. So we got this one, 63 Chrysler 300 convertible. Really rare kit, to be quite honest with you. I think I've had a hardtop before, and I sold that one many years ago. And this one came in a lot from China. This was one of the ones I've mentioned. I got a lot from China. Yeah, this one was in it, and it's, to be quite fair, it's a really strong body. Is this? You know, there's the windshield frame's completely undamaged, the screen's undamaged. It's got the seats and custom parts in here, but unfortunately what it doesn't have is the stock front bumper and the stock grille. But with this one, you know, I mean, I even if I found some custom balances or something from the original kit, yeah, in the original kit, but because I wouldn't be against building this stock or custom. I think I'd prefer to build it stock if I had the choice, but again, I wouldn't be too fussed building this one as custom. You know, I might even sort of consider putting a 62 Chrysler root hardtop roof on it. I don't know. I mean, I'll hang out a few more years and see if I can find the bumpers for it before I make any decisions on that one. But yeah, like I say, I mean, that's a nice rare one you don't see every day. I think there was a hardtop or convertible in flat box in the UK for sale in the last 6 months, but just unfortunately went out of my price range for the time. You know, so missed out on that one, but still got me little builder like. So yeah, that was quite a nice one, like. And what else we got? And this is kind of one what really shouldn't be on the builder shelves. I think it was a bit too nice, to be quite fair. Just one wheel's broken off, but it's a really nice built up of the 60 Plymouth Fury wagon, stock version. I mean, to be quite fair, there wasn't much difference between the stock and the Pursuit version. They were same bodies and everything. So, but yeah, this is a really nice one, and like I say, I might separate this one from the builder stack. It's probably a little bit too nice, but it doesn't really matter where I store them. You know, they're always stored in plastic bags and safe. Like when I'm stacking them up, I'm not just ramming them on top of each other. You know, it's a careful exercise when I'm putting them on the shelves. But yeah, that's a lovely little build up. Is that like? Wouldn't be something I'd ever restore. It's definitely good enough for me. And I think I've kept this one just because I've never built one, in all fairness, and until I find time to build a stock one myself, this is just filling the gap nicely, knowing I have one. If I ever get a display cabinet or anything, you know, I can pop that one in there. But I'm certainly not. Really nice build, but I'm not putting my name to it. It's not my build. So, but yeah, I think I'll probably put that in one of the drawers instead of just being thrown up on the shelf. Now I'm looking at it, it's yeah, it's a bit nice. Is that I might fix the wheel on it and put it in cupboard or something like that. Put it in drawer, so it's just not having as much stacked on top of it. But another, what else we got? You know, this is another quite a rare one. We can have a look at that one later. But yeah, another quite rare one. This is the 60 Plymouth hardtop coupe. Joanne, obviously. Yeah, I think most of these are Joanne's, to be quite honest. Again, I think I think we're struggling to get away from Joanne at the moment, but like I say, it's just how they are on shelves. This was one of the ones which I got from Germany. Again, I mentioned in the last video, I bought a big lot of 60s kits from overseas, and seller just absolutely annihilated everything. I think he put 2 fruit boxes taped together with, you know what fruit boxes are like, they got holes all over the place, like, and I think half the parts ended up in sea, and loads of the bodies got damaged and what have you. And you know what, I never even got my money back on that. I just couldn't be bothered pursuing it. It was a time in my life where I had other more important things to deal with, and I still got quite a lot of nice old kits regardless, like, but yeah, you don't see these very often. But unfortunately, it was a casualty of the big futon which he used as packaging to crush everything down with. Yeah, it lost a portion of this rear pillar here. And I've done a few sort of inside. I've got a few plasticine molds of some other kits and what have you, but when it comes to restoring this, I'll hopefully be able to work in a piece there, like. But yeah, definitely a rare one, definitely one you don't see every day. It's yeah, I think these demand quite a bit of money still, like. I think they're more rarer than the 61 Phoenixes and stuff like that. I think the 61 Phoenix was bought out by XL in promos. Speaking of which, this is one that I've this came with a lot of scrap bodies on eBay about a couple of years ago. Just bought a load of scrap bodies, and this is like, I don't know if this is, I think I'll have to look a bit more. I always thought this was like a resin cast of a really warped promo. I'm not too sure actually now looking at it. It probably is resin, to be quite fair. It doesn't feel, in fact, yeah, it is resin. Yeah, it's like somebody's cast an old warped 61 Phoenix. I don't really know why they bothered doing that. It's certainly not. I don't think it's the resin that's warped. I think somebody's actually cast an old promo with a warped body. But this, even though roof's a bit bent on this one as well, to be quite fair, it might. I've sort of set it aside and I keep it with this one because we might be able to cut some of that roof out of here and repair the 60 with it, like. But and even once we cut off from the front end, from front doors back, it's actually not too bad. So I was thinking that portion might actually work as a nice custom rear end for something else, like grafting onto something else. And I always thought that I thought the 61 Plymouth was probably one of the nicest looking ones they did, but I think that rear end would look well in being made in sort of some form of concept custom of the 60s, like. So nothing will be wasted on that one, I'm sure. Shove them to the side there. Yeah, we'll start having a look at a couple of darts and what have you. I'd like to say a lot of these, we're probably looking at 30 kits today, but because I've got quite a few duplicates, I only kind of class them as one kit because we'll shove through these pretty quickly, like. But yeah, we've got plenty of stuff here anyway, like. So, but yeah, it's an old 62 Dodge Dart hardtop. It's like an old 60s build, is this. Somebody's used custom lights on the front. put a custom grill in, put some custom lights on the rear. I thought, and looks like they've used numerous grill parts to make like a Crown Vic roof bar over it. I've always fancied doing a black and white sort of custom, and this one quite inspired me to. I think I'll definitely do a black and white one next year some point. It's a colour combination I think works quite well if you do the right kind of custom work, but I think, you know, I think when I redo this one, I think it's my only hardtop builder. I think I got a couple box like, but I think this is my only hardtop builder, and when I do this one, it's not going to be stock. I'm going to pretty much build it like this, and maybe change up how the colours set out a little bit on it. It's almost there, but it doesn't quite work for me, like, but the inspiration's 120% on it, so really would like to get that one. I think that's a really, really nice, pretty kit, this, and really clean build, like, so yeah, I think I'd like to get that one redone at some point, but it would be a shame, because in all fairness, you know, you can, if you're into survivors and stuff, you know, you pretty much display that one as is, like, but, you know, so we'll just set that to the side for a second. And then we got a stack of the convertibles, in the dark convertibles, you know. I mean, I don't know how many of these I've got. I think I've at least got four builders here, and I think I've got maybe another couple of builders which I've got on eBay or something like that. But I don't think any of them are any worse than others. I mean, there's some ones which are nicer than others. Like, I mean, there's the right ropey one there, and try and get them out of the camera way actually, just because it'll just lose focus. But yeah, that's quite a nice clean builder. In all fairness, again, one which it wouldn't be the first one I've restored, because, you know, it's almost nice enough. I mean, this is where I struggle with builders, is that, you know, once they get to at the point where they don't really need doing. I mean, they look aged and they look like an old built kit, but I think I would struggle to pull apart that. There's just no need for it, especially when I've got other ones I can do before. It's if any time, you know, I decide to sell any of these, it'd probably be more like these ones which go first, because, you know, I've got nowhere to display stuff, so it's a bit wasted on me, to be quite fair. But yeah, that's a really nice one, like, so. But yeah, that wouldn't ever get restored by me. That'll either just stay in collection as is, or just get sold, just because it's a nicer one, like. But then we got other ones, like, in various forms and a little bit rougher, like this one's brush painted. I think the other one's aerosols, but I used to hate buying brush painted models, because we didn't have the same sort of paint stripper over here for plastics back in the day, whereas now, you know, I've got some stuff which, you know, I couldn't fault at all, like, and it makes stripping these old kits, no matter what paint on them is on them, really easy, like. But yeah, like I say, I mean, this one's, it's all there. Anything without wheels, it's probably got wheels in bags which I've just taken them out of, like. Yeah, we got like this one. I've got all the front wheels and everything in the engine and in the other bag. Like, I just don't want to have a load of loose bits all over the bench. Like, but you know, this one, another one where I think somebody's got a bit tasty with design options on here. Put a massive hood scoop on it, the big old 70s style super stock hood scoop on it, and got some quite nice wheels on this, to be quite fair. It's got front wheels yeah, it's got the matching front wheels as well, the narrow front wheels. If anything, I might poach them wheels off this one at one point, but you know, if I was going to restore any of these ones, it'd be kind of the roughest ones, like this one and other yellow one down there, which I've got, you know, which would probably be done first, because one thing, they're not worth as much, and I'd probably take more pleasure out of pulling something like this round than something which looks alright when you start it, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, we got, like I say, we've got a few of them, and we'll just quickly show you. I think this is the ropiest one at collection, like, you know, got missing pillar and glue all over windshield, but you know, I wouldn't mind slicing that whole pillar frame out of there and doing something else with roof, like, you know, that would be a more of a donor for a more advanced custom with that. You know, it's pointless trying putting something like that back to stock. You know, they aren't the hardest kit to get hold of, to be quite honest with you. So, but yeah, I'll start trying to stack these up a little bit more. And like I say, I hadn't even counted how many kits we're looking at today, but it's going to be another 50-minute video, I would say, at least. Like, if you're lucky, might go a bit longer, this one, but this is a nice old rare one. Joanne 1968 Chrysler Imperial, built up with, you know, I think these decals were from the 64 Plymouth, Joanne 64 Plymouth Belvedere, one of the original issues, and it's got all the custom front and rear end on this one. Usually I'd be a bit gutted to have a big full-size Chrysler and not have the stock bumpers on it, but I think if I was to restore that, I wouldn't be bothered about redoing that as a custom. It's a bit of a bulky body style to pull off that kind of custom, but no, it's almost got like that. Can't even think at name now. At style of custom, I was thinking asymmetrical, little bit asymmetrical on rear, the way they built this one, like, but yeah, that's just another really nice builder, is that one. I think it's got the engine in and everything. I just don't want to. I don't know what's holding that hood down, so I don't really want to start tearing that up. But yeah, I think yeah, I wouldn't be fussed at all about redoing that as a custom, to be quite honest with you. It's not screaming for me to do it anytime soon. I don't think I've been inspired enough to want to build that one anytime soon. But again, you don't see the 68s too often, like, so good to get this thing down. I mean, it's probably a fair few years since I've held this one in my hand properly, like, and yeah, since I bought it, probably just got image, put in a bag and put on shelf with the rest of them. And what else we got? Yeah, let's have a look. Going on to kind of 62 Chryslers. This is the Revell 62 Chrysler 300. In all fairness, it wasn't quite as a nice body as the Joanne, I didn't think. The grille and the headlamps were a little bit, weren't as nice as the Joanne option. I mean, I've got the other headlamp in there, like, and I think majority of these came moulded in brown. Like, I've had a few builders in past and they've all been brown, but I'm sure they did them in a few different colours as well. But I can't even think whether I don't think Joanne did a convertible. I think Revell did the convertible and Joanne did the hardtop. But yeah, it's getting a bit worn on the bumpers and what have you. But it's all there. The windshield frame's not broken or anything. You know, there's no cracks in windshields. A nice old rebuilder is that one. Don't really care for the colour much on that. It doesn't suit that car whatsoever. But so let's have a look. Oh, this is another one which were initially I thought it was a bit too nice to have on the builder shelf, because it is an extremely well done, clean build. Just a nice old clean build is this one. Nice paint, nice enough paint, like, and it's not show winning or anything. But I don't think my kit's a show winning paints, like. But I know I think what stopped me putting this in drawer straight away with of one is you can just start to see where the paint's cracking and lifting. And it's almost one of them cracks in the paint where you just want to get a knife underneath it and start peeling it. But I mean, you can see how much nicer the Joanne body is, to be quite honest with you. It's you know, the bumpers, everything compared to the Revell. You know, it was just a nicer looking tooling was the Joanne one, like. But yeah, I mean, but you know, just for the sake of a one crack in paint there, and like I say, it's not show winning paint or anything, and there's other faults around it. But again, it wouldn't be the first one I'd pull off the shelf to restore, to be quite fair. It's nice enough as it is, like, and you know, if you had somewhere to display that, and you know, you could live with that being the other side on how you display it. I mean, it doesn't, to be honest, it doesn't really stick out a great deal. But yeah, I mean, it's really nice. It'd be a shame to restore that one. I don't think that one will ever get restored by me, to be quite honest with you. We have got another couple of them here, in various stages of disrepair. I think this one's got, I think the scuttle panel's inside, but it's broken off, like. So I've got some of the scuttle panel parts and engine parts inside there, like, and so this is more the kind of thing I would probably try and restore, because you know, I could probably make that look a lot better than I could by just starting off with one which looks pretty nice, like. But so I've got a few of them. I mean, I've got a couple of these again in boxes, and you know, I'm never going to build 5 of them, or how many I've got in total. Got another one here. This is most of the parts I've just left in bag. I just don't want to, again, I don't want parts all over the place, like. But yeah, I think this is, looking at colour interior, the green plastic on the interior, I'd probably say that was a US Oldies issue. More of a sort of late 70s, 80s issue, that one's. But again, it's just another nice clean builder is that one's. Like I say, we don't need, once we've seen one, we don't really need to look at the others in massive detail, like. But and this is another one of my favourite kits. You know, I've actually built a couple of these ones. I was looking at them the other day, and I'm thinking I might start, even though I don't want to get into rebuilding my old built kits. You know, some of them could, yeah, maybe do a few hours on each one and just bring them up to speed a little bit more. I was a bit of a lazy builder once I painted the body. I literally lost interest in the whole rest of the kit back in the day, like, and I just throw the rest of the kit together once I've got a nice paint job on it, something that looks good enough on the shelf. But yeah, the Joanne 68 Chrysler 300. You know, one of the kits which, even through to the 80s, you know, they retained 95% of the original custom parts. I've got the original flat box issue as well, and looking between the flat box issue and the and the US oldies issue, you know, there's not a great deal of parts they left out. I think there was a couple of little racing bits, potentially under, like a racing undershield, and a few other little bits and pieces which you didn't cross over into the later issue. But yeah, this is another one my dad had bought, and the ones which I'd built, the same ones which I'd sort of traded with my dad. I was desperate to get his '68 Chrysler, and he had the '63 Plymouth Fury customizing kit in the yellow box, and you know, that was another one I've still got to this day, like, and you know, and along with another 8 of the same kits stacked up next to them, because you know, it's you know, things like that, when I do tend to hoard them a little bit, to be quite honest with you. And but yeah, the '68 Chrysler, I've got the 2 I've built. I've got this builder. I think I've got a mint in box sort of 80s, 90s, 70s, 80s issue, and an original flat box, like. But yeah, I mean, again, this is a really clean builder, is this one, you know, it's but it's not too nice that I wouldn't pull it apart, to be quite honest with you. It's a really nice one because it's got nice chrome, so I don't think I'd have to go into re-chroming any of that, like, but yeah, I mean, I don't think the colour really suits the car, to be quite honest with this one. But yeah, it's yeah, definitely one of my favourite Joanne kits is the '68. Just for them sort of sentimental reasons, you know, it's one of the earliest ones I found, earliest ones I remember as a kid, like, and there wasn't many Joanne kits that came into our household. I think my dad bought a couple of Heavenly Hearses, and I think I've got at least one of them. But yeah, I mean, there weren't too many, and then by the time I had a paper round and I could afford my own stuff, and yeah, Joanne had completely disappeared from late '80s, early '90s, like, from our shops over here in UK. But yeah, probably newest one on this stack of stuff. You know, I've just stacked it up because it's kind of in with the early to mid '60s Mopars, but this is just an old Lindbergh builder I bought. I mean, the Lindbergh kit was an absolutely brilliant kit. You know, I remember when that kit first came out, it was, you know, we hadn't seen a new tool like that. It was something obscure for a good few years, and that's when, you know, model companies started really looking into what people wanted. And you know, the sedan body style was a great body style to choose, and this one's just been built as like kind of like a street racer. Knowing it'd probably be done from Colour Be Gone one, I would have thought, or any one Ram Chargers. I think they all had pretty much the same parts, didn't they? But yeah, really nice. When you look at them built up, I think, even though this one's not perfect or anything by any means, it's a good restoration kit as this one. And they do build up into a really nice model, you know, you don't have any, I think with a lot of new tools nowadays, you've got issues with how the wheels stick out and your ride heights, and it always puts me off some of them new kits, to be quite honest with you, after you've seen a few online, and you know, they all look jacked up from how you're supposed to build them from the box. You know, it really does off-put me. But then if I see one with a nice body, then I'd like I said, I'll always buy something for a nice body, like, and shove a promo or a sort of simplified chassis underneath it. But so we got this 64, and I do believe this is, I'm not too sure, but I think this is an actual stock one rather than a stock car which has been... Oh, I could be wrong. Yeah, it could be a stock car that's been turned into a stock version, but the fact it's got the stock hubcaps and the rear lights and what have you, you know, it does tend to make me think it is a stock version. Let's have a look at the front. I mean, yeah, I'm not too sure, to be quite honest with you. I'm not too sure, but I think that's a proper stock version rather than the Petty Belvedere which came out in the later years, like. But I could be completely wrong, but I think them hubcaps are right for it. So this is one I've always kept just because I would like to build a stock one at some point. I know, again, Lindbergh have bought out the same body style as this, and you can build a lovely kit from that Lindbergh kit, but it's not a Joanne kit, is it? I haven't got that kind of age appeal, which I like with these old things. So yeah, I mean, I would like to build a stock one of them one of these days, and I think I've got some resin parts for a stock conversion anyway somewhere. So that'll be a nice one to do one day. And like I say, I've got this one where I think somebody started trying to turn the Petty Belvedere into a more stock looking one. And I definitely know this is a Petty one because I ain't got the bag handy, but it's got the big wide chrome reverse racing wheels in it and what have you. And I think, yeah, it's got pretty much a gutted out interior. I think somebody's stuck some seats from a AMT 56 Ford in there, but you know, these are, you get these all over the place in the UK, you know. I mean, I struggle to sell them, to be quite honest with you, and they did never demand a lot of money, boxed or whatever condition they're in, like. But last and here's, like mentioned it before when I was talking about the Chrysler. Another one of my all-time favourite Joanne kits was the 63 Plymouth Fury. And I think this is the only builder I've got. I think the reason why this is the only builder I've got is because I've got so many box ones, and I've built a few of these in my time myself. So I've got a few of my own older builds in the drawers. And after we've looked through this whole run of builder kits, you know, we might actually get round to looking at a few of them. But yeah, the 63 Fury was always definitely a favourite. Like I said, my dad had one. I've still got that one. Still got that one in the box. I don't think I ever built that one. I think my dad had hand painted it yellow, I believe, and I've stripped it and primed it in white. And I think it's stayed in white primer ever since. That's but I'd like to say I built a couple more, like. But I always remember back in the day in the Street Machine magazine, over here in the UK, with the Small Talk article, the builder called John Rackham did a really nice Pro Street version, yellow and white. It's all about the pages in the Small Talk magazine. I think you saw it a couple of times in that magazine, and I think I saw it maybe once at a show. But yeah, lovely built kit was that, and occasionally John will show that one on the Facebook pages, and it still looks as good today as it did all them years ago. Like, so I wouldn't mind building a Pro Street one of them one of these days. I'm not massive into Pro Streets, to be quite honest with you. It's not really a genre car model I'm massively into. But Well, so we got, yeah, just a really, this one's kind of in the category of too nice to do anything with. I mean, I think this one, I think it's been spray painted, but yeah, finishing grey has got quite a bit of dirt in it, but you know, from a couple of foot away, it doesn't look too bad, like, and yeah, obviously this is 6.2 John 6.2 Plymouth Fury convertible. Just given one of these to Gary not so long ago. I think it was after an unbuilt one, but to be quite honest, I don't think I had an unbuilt one. And I was nearly bought one in a big collection, but that kind of fell through, and kind of glad that collection fell through, because what I was going to pay for that stuff at the time, I would have lost my ass on it throughout this year, like, so. But you know, I felt bad I couldn't get that one for him. So I did a very similar to this. I think it was painted blue or something. I just gifted that to Gary not so long ago, but I kept this one for myself. And like I say, another one which I wouldn't even restore. That's just too nice as it is for me to do anything else with, like. And I'd even be, and I've got another convertible here, you know, I'd struggle to do this, to restore this one, even though it's been painted in like a hearing aid beige. Again, it's just a really clean build. Yeah, nice clean trim work on it. And I don't know if this is, actually looking at it now, I don't know if it's actually the colour of the plastic, which has been, it looks like plastic that's been clear coated. In fact, yeah, I could have answered that myself just by looking underneath it, but yeah, so that's just been clear coated as that. So yeah, maybe I could talk myself into restoring that one. And in all fairness, I think I got one on eBay or something, but I don't. It's in convertibles. I think that's it for the 62s. Pretty sure anyway. So, but we do have a 62 hardtop. Just take that wheel out, just it'll annoy me rattling about in there. But I think this was came from the same collection as the 62 Dart hardtop. But yeah, just really nice. So nice looking car is the 62 Plymouths. And I think I've only got one of these boxed up. Or maybe two. Maybe I got two boxed up. I can't remember, to be quite honest with you. But again, it'd be a struggle to restore that one, because it is quite nice. But at the same time, you could probably improve upon it a little bit, like, and. Or maybe it just needs a clear coat. I don't know. It's one of those ones which is so on the fence of what do you do with it. You know, could somebody else enjoy that more, and just as it is, without ruining the work that's been done to it before, like. And but yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect or anything, and I'm just trying to work. I mean, is that one? That one looks like red plastic as well. In fact, yeah, I think that's red plastic. I don't think that's been painted. Can't really tell. It looks like it's maybe got a bit of a soft clear coat on it, potentially, or it just might just be a film of muck across the red plastic. But, and I think if they're not painted, then you know they're kind of fair game, aren't they? To get restored, but. And I'd certainly build a hardtop over a convertible first anyway, so the likelihood of this one getting restored is more likely than us doing a convertible anytime soon, like. So I'll just pop that one there, and what else we got? Then we got Revell's version of the 62 hardtop. Again, bodies just weren't as nice as the Joanne, I didn't think. you know, in comparison, like it's I don't think they were as nice at all. Like yeah, the Jan was just a lot crisper, and maybe do it side. I think that'll probably be. I mean, there's not a lot in them. There's not a great deal in them, but there's enough in them, if you know what I mean. I always thought the headlamps on the. This is the. I've got another builder here. Like I think this one is again one of them ones which just had the body painted. The rest of kit's pretty much untouched. I need to strip that body at some point. I think when I was bagging that on up, I have a few like that where I just want to get them photographed and imaged them back on the shelf, and then I'll say to myself I'll strip the bodies later. But so yeah, that's where this one come from. The Flatbox 62 series, and you always thought the headlamps on the revell one compared to the Joanne kit, I kind of thought the headlamps looked like piss holes in snow. They were so small, or they just looked really weird, like the headlamps on this one. But you know, like I say, I've only got one builder. I got a builder in a box, or a started kit in a box. Trying to figure out what that part's off there, which I'm holding in my hand off camera, but yeah, I mean, they came with removable hood on and everything on these, and this is a nice builder. This one, yeah, no paint at all. To be quite honest with you, I mean, I'd be half tempted, in all fairness, to maybe have a bit of a better look through this one at some point. And if it is, I think it is only the body that's been painted on that. You know, I might look how much glue's holding this thing together and seeing which would be the best one for this box, because I might end up like taking this one apart, changing the bodies over, but then again I might not, to be quite fair. In fact, no, I don't think I would. I think that'd be too much effort for me. I think I'd just rather see what that paint looks like when it's stripped off that one, like so. But right, and I think finally, guys, I think we're on to the last one of this video, and yeah, it's another 50-minute. It'll be another hour video. Really sorry, guys. Like, but I don't really, when I'm pulling these things off the shelf, I'm trying to do them in chunks of, you know, of what we've got. And yeah, my last builder is on this. I think I've got a couple more of these on the shelf somewhere, and we'll probably see some more of them as we go through collection. But obviously this is the Chrysler turbine, and you know, really clean build, nice paint job on it. It's falling apart a little bit now, you know. I think the other wheels just come off there, like, I don't think it's broken, but, and I've mentioned this before in other videos, but every time I've seen one of these kits built, they just suffer with this, you know, the front wheels sticking right out the wheel arches, and it's because you got so much detail in these kits under here. But I think they were just trying to fit too much in, and they weren't really, you know, they wanted as much detail on this kit, but you know, by the time you got your wheels on there, you know, they're sticking right out the front fenders, front wheel arches, and when these are built up, they remind me of Morgan three-wheelers, just because the wheels stick out so much on the front. And you know, right, I don't think this one's been put, I mean, it looks like it's been put together as the kit intends it to, but again, on rear it just looks too high. And I've said this before, I think in one of my recent purchases videos, I bought got a couple of these ones on shelves. The easy builds, which is basically just promo, a box promo. And I'll take the body out, like, and not really what we're doing this video for, but I thought while we got a build, you know, a built up one, kind of have a look at the promo version, so to speak. And like I said, we're not going to look into all them bits and pieces, but I think this one's the better kit. I really do. I think if I was, I've probably sold well over 50 to 75 of these in my time over all the years, and I always thought I'd keep one for myself to build, but the more the years went past, I don't really have any intention of building one of these high detail versions. I just think there's a lot of work in them, and to make them look right, whereas, you know, you start off with this promo body, and this is really unfortunately what this one's going to be for. Or, you know, I've got a couple, like I say, I've got a couple more of these in different states of repair. I don't think this is a worse one, so it might survive a little bit longer, but, you know, I'd rather spend my time cutting the hood out of this one, just transplanting engine parts and stuff like that, and just making a really nice shelf model. Concentrate on making the model look actually nice, rather than having to deal with all these. I mean, I think this guy's, whoever built this, has glued door shuts on these one, probably lost his rag with trying to make them doors open properly. And I'm not saying it's not doable or anything, or the kit's not a good kit, because it's extremely good kit, really, as in far as detail for back in day, but I think it was just a bit too much, like. So yeah, I think one of these builders which I've got is just going to donate some of its more detailed parts into, it's like this, the promo, it comes with all the seats moulded in, so you'd probably take the interior out of this one. In fact, I mean, you'd probably use the majority of this kit, you'd just transplant into this body. I mean, that's the way I'm doing. I plan to do one anyway, and I do want to do a Joanne turbine. But like I say, it'll never be this one. It'll never be one of these. And I think what's left over with these, I'd just use them as custom bodies then. You know, I know people make gases and all sorts out of them, but I think I'd rather, if I had enough parts left over, I think I'd rather spend my time in making a nice custom out of this and realigning all doors properly and getting the gaps right between the fenders, which you have to glue on and everything. But yeah, I mean, I thought I'd just quickly show that one at the same time. I'll just bag it up because I don't really want another kit to have to bag up after this video, like, so. I think at last video I ended up taking pictures of each and every one of them, just on the bench. I don't know if I'm going to do that now. Maybe I am. So yeah, if there's the pictures at the end, you know, it'll just be a couple of each kit we've showed today. So that'll probably add another 5 or so minutes onto the video, so to speak. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this one. I think I did have a few more sat next to me, but looking how long this video's gone on now, half of you probably not even tuned in at this point, so I'm just talking to pretty much myself, or a very select few of you good guys who have stayed around till end. For those people who have stayed around till end, you know, thank you ever so much. You know, it means a lot to me, like, as I've said a million times before. But yeah, it's another one where we've seen a few nice old kits again. I don't think there's anything except for that Lindbergh, except from the Lindbergh Dodge and the Revell, and a couple of Revell 62s that, you know, isn't Joanne's. So another very strongly based Joanne sort of video, so to speak. But yeah, with that said, you know, I'll just quick update. You know, I will be getting an update on the USACC build at the weekend with any hope. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm over promising stuff with that. I have tinkered with it a little bit, but I've just not found the right time, and we've only got a month. We've only got a month on that build now, so I'll do my very best to get that one finished. I have got a bit of a game plan, but unfortunately, work comes first, and I need to know that I'm going to be sorted over the holidays, and I'm not sat around doing nothing and just watching no money come in. So I'm kind of, the last month and a half, couple of months has really been sort of making sure I'm okay for that couple of weeks where there'll be nothing coming in at all to this household, like. So, but yeah, again, thank you ever so much to everybody. You know, if you do like this series, please drop us a sub. You know, it'll be nice to get a few more. Like, I think we're just shy of 900 subs at the moment, so we aren't far off that 1,000 like everybody likes to get to. But yeah, I mean, we'll be doing plenty more of these videos, and like I say, I will try and stick to it weekly, even if this is the only video I get out during the week at the moment, just with everything else what's going on. At least we have something to look at, and hopefully it'll give you guys something to keep on coming back to us for. So yeah, with that said, whatever you're doing for the rest of the week, hope you have a great time. We'll try and get something else up soon before next Wednesday. If not, then we're just going to be looking at a few more of these, like, and then I think Christmas Eve is my year anniversary on YouTube, so I'll put a little bit of a message out on Christmas Eve. But other than that, you know, probably got only a few more videos before Christmas. So yeah, whatever you're doing until that time, hope you have a good one, and we will see you in the next video. Okay, see you, bye.